All right. So please listen. After I do this, you have to do this today. Okay? Because we are going to go to little bit internal to the concepts of MapReduce again. So yesterday, what we have given is the complete code inside the code, right? So there is mapper, there is reducer. Inside the mapper, which method will be there? Map method will be there. Inside the reducer, reduce method will be there. So can you just write what exactly is happening in the map reduce architecture? This is your class name. Let's say your class name is word count. So tell me what will be the basic things inside the word count. There will be a mapper class, right? There will be a reducer class. Inside the mapper class, there will be a map method. Inside the reducer, there will be a reduce method. And then you are going to have the driver program. And inside the driver, you are going to have main. And inside the main, you will stitch your mapper and your reducer and then wait for completion. That's it. Here in the map method, you will write, take the data and then get the string or whatever it is and emit context.write, correct? That is the mapper output. And in the reducer, what you will do, whatever mapper has given, it will be iterable. Remember, the iterative values, key and values that you are going to get, and you want to do sum or whatever logic that you want to do, that you will write in the reducer. And then you will stitch everything, right? Now, let's look at the code that has been done yesterday, right? And it is inside, I think, workbook. Hopefully, it did not change anything, right? And to make sure that the code is working, what we will do, rm minus rf attic and then test and temp and then classes, delete all the directories, and rm minus rf dist, dist, and then I should have, of course, leave that text files, source and build.xml is there, and then type and it should compile. And what is this program doing? Input for population.txt. It was finding the population of each state. There were 2 lines of Alabama, then it is combining whatever is there against Alabama and similarly against Florida, correct? So that's what the program was doing. Now let us do something. I am going to keep this window on the right hand side. This I will use for compiling. And as our practice, what we will do, we will open another window, and that another window on the left hand side, I will keep for writing the code. So workbook and then cdsrc, cdcom, cdpassion, and you have your population count.java. Okay, listen. We are going to open the population count.java, and now we are going to do little bit of tricks on the output. The first thing that I am going to do is I am going to come to the driver program. And you know very well that driver is the place where you are stitching your mapper, reducer and everything. And I am going to start experimenting. How? I am going to comment out this particular line, which is stitching the reducer class, which means I am telling there is no reducer in my program. What is going to happen? Okay, will it give an error? What will be the output, etc., etc.? So many questions, correct? So the moment you make a change in your code, what you need to do? You need to compile the code. And where is our window for compiling? This is the window for compiling, and we come here and then type and. You must see that the source file, one source file is getting compiled, because ant will detect the changes and automatically will show. If you don't get that one file is compiling, and if it is telling that build successful, just one message, that means the code is not compiled. So press enter. You see, compiling one source file, that you should get. Why? Because I changed it. And ant knows by looking at the timestamp which file got changed. Okay. So the file got compiled now, right? And now clear, right? And we will use the same file. Yesterday we created which file? Hadoop fs minus Hadoop fs minus ls November 17. Is that the input file that we created? It should have the input for population.txt. Yes, that file is available there in November 17. Let us create November 18 out. That means today's output by running the code. And how will you run the code? cd dist and then Hadoop jar, my Hadoop.jar, and then com.passion.population count is the name of the program. Population count is the name of the program. com.passion.population count, and then you have to give the input directory name, which is November 17, and we will create November 18 out as the output directory file name. So are we going to get an error because there is no reducer class, right? Imagine what is going to happen. You will not get an error and the code will compile. So what does that mean? Is it not necessary that there is a mapper and reducer? Is it not must? Can I omit mapper? Can I omit reducer? What does it teach? Or what does the program say to us? The idea is this. Think about what you did on your first day. On that first day, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star was there with Shashi and Mahesh, right? And she was taking twinkle 1, little 1, twinkle 1, right? And then giving to the reducer. What the reducer was doing? The reducer was summing all the values. Now by commenting out the reducer, what you are telling? You are telling that don't sum it at all, but print one by one. So what will be the output of this particular code? Twinkle 1, little 1, like that. So in our case, it is a population example. What you will get? Alabama will come as many times as there in the input. Florida will come as many times as there in the output, etc. Let us look. So if you look at Hadoop fs minus cat, right? And then November 18 output slash part dash r dash. No, I don't want to write that star. Star I just gave you as a shortcut. Let us write like this only because there is an important thing that is coming next. So I want you to write that complete line, okay? Or do a Hadoop fs minus ls first. Make sure what is the file name and then get the output, right? Please look at that. Alabama came 3 times. Why? I didn't write the code for adding, right? Because the code for adding we wrote in the reducer. But instead of that, you told that there is no reducer. But there is some magic happened in the background. In MapReduce, mapper and reducer are almost a must. That is the first thing. People use this strategy sometimes. If suppose you are writing a code for copying the data and just printing it, you can use this approach by commenting out the reducer class, because virtually what is it doing? It is just taking the data and dumping it, right? You can use it, but there is one thing very important that you need to learn. Look at the output name. The output name is part dash r dash 00000. The R means that reducer happened. And this is the partition number. Since we are using one node, there is always one partition. And that partition number is this. Always it starts with this. And the R means that reducer. But then you will ask me that we commented that reducer, then how come the reducer happened? This is what MapReduce is providing you by default. If you comment the reducer, MapReduce will give you a reducer, and the name of that reducer is identity reducer. And identity reducer's work is take whatever is coming from map and print it out. It writes the code for you. It won't do the summing. Summing is done by you. But when you don't write it, it will create a reducer for you by default, and the name of the reducer is called identity reducer, right? So this example shows identity reducer. Is that clear? Whenever map reduce in that code, if you comment out, we are going to learn some more concepts today. When you comment out, identity reducer will be provided. Is that clear? So what I'm going to do is right. Next one. Right. Why it is showing like this? Okay, it's recording, I think. What I'm going to do is, again, going back to the previous program, right? vi population count.java. Please listen.
If it is recording, it will show on the top right.
It is not showing, but it is showing that it is getting recorded. Because this is the stop button, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is getting recorded. I don't think so. See, it is increasing the size also, the file. Because I paused, I think it is not showing in the bar. Right, vi population count.java. Please look at the change that I'm going to do now. I'm coming to the program and I am telling that rather than commenting the reducer class, leave it, reducer class is not there. What I'm going to do is, I am telling that set number of reducer tasks as 0. Tell me what's the difference between what I have done previously and this. In the previous one, I told that don't use this reducer. Please think like that. Okay. Now I am telling that not even execute a reducer. Understand? One is using or not using, right? Another is not even consider a reducer. Got it? Now I'm coming out and let us remove that output directory hadoop fs minus rmr November 18 out. Otherwise, you will be creating a lot of output directories. And then let us compile the code. You should get compiling one source code because I made the change, right? And let's see the output now. Very interesting. Right, cd dist and run the MapReduce code now, right? On the same November 17 input and November 18 output. Okay? All done? Hadoop fs minus ls. What is the output directory name? November 18 out. What's the file name that got created now?
Map.
Did you see a difference now? It is not part dash r dash 00000. It is part dash m.
So whatever the last function it performs, it will be the name.
Correct. That is how the naming is. From this, what you are understanding? Not even identity reducer. Are you getting the idea? You switched off the identity reducer also. So what will be the difference in the output if identity reducer is not there? Will there be any output difference? Come on. Now let me check. What is your... Okay, let's see. Hadoop fs minus cat
Part M.
November 18 out slash part dash. That is the reason why I told you to type the full name. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Oh, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, correct? And let's look at the output. Is there any difference? There is.
Oh yeah,
It
it's
didn't sort
sorted.
out. It didn't sort out.
Yeah. So what do you understand? Whenever the reducer is there, shuffle and sort also happens and the output is sorted in the identity reducer. When you say there is no reducer at all, after map it will not go to the shuffle and sort. What will happen? Unsorted output you are going to get. Clear? This is the power of that shuffle and sort, the reducer and mapper. See how they are working in combination. Right? So, what I want you to do is just create that same program or create a copy and then please do that. Alright, the next example, please look, clearing the screen, cd dot dot and come back to the code, vi population count dot java. You understood that? Now, if you put number of reduced tasks as 0 explicitly, what will happen? Number of reduced tasks as 0, what will happen? Even identity reducer will not be there. This is called a 0 reducers. Okay, and in the 0 reducers, how will you know? The output will be part dash r, part dash m, and there will not be sorting. Right. Next, I am going to make a change here, and I am going to tell that and I have the reducer as well. I have a reducer now, and I am telling that number of reduced tasks equal to 2. What is going to happen? Let's see whether there is any error or will it work.
Florida, Alabama, but not Georgia.
Let's see. So, and okay, let's delete that number 18 output. Fresh output will create, and then and make sure that it is compiling on source file because you made the change. Create this as a new directory, and then go to dist and run the code. See, once you type the command, then you don't have to type the command again because you use the arrow keys and then run the code. Only thing is that you need to just refresh that output directory.
So while we are building, if we have more than one XML, build XMLs, then how can we do AND?
Why you should have a more than one build.xml?
Anytime you create, you'll just have that particular only one.
You can create, then there is and minus build which XML you want, you can give. But normally, whenever you write a project, there will be one build.xml in the directory. Right? Clear? And now, remember, we had the reducer. I uncommented it. Right? That means the output will be M or R? R. So, let us look at the output now. Hadoop FS minus ls November 18 out. Can you guess what will be the output now? Part dash r dash 00000 and part dash r dash 0001. Since you told that there are two reducers, what happened? It created two outputs. Now remember, Alabama will not be replicated in 2. Then the whole concept of MapReduce is gone. Same keys will be in 1 and some other key alphabetically the system will decide it will go to the other. So I'll show you. Hadoop fs minus cat November 18 out slash part dash r dash 0000 oh sorry 00000. What is that code? No, sorry, I think something is missing. Yeah, see, Alabama and Florida came here, and now you look at this one, you will see the Georgia, I think, right? It is not that, never ever think that Alabama 10 will come here and Alabama 5 will go there. The whole concept of reducer is gone. Then you are getting the output wrong, correct? You are not. What will happen? The same keys will go to one reducer, but there will be how many reducers? 2 reducers. The system will decide alphabetically, okay? Send Alabama and Florida to Krishna and send Georgia to Vasavi, and you will write the output. System will never send half of Alabama to Krishna and half of Alabama to you. Now, then the MapReduce concept is gone. You got the wrong result, correct? That is how you create. Do you know what is the use of this? It has got tremendous use in the industry, and this is how it is used in the industry. For example, assume that my MapReduce program is taking the input from all kinds of providers, and I want to create separate output for each provider. Then I will use this idea.
How do you know that?
There are provider groups 20, then you say 20.
There will be 20 outputs if the number of outputs are there, or dynamically you will be able to create it. That is called writing your own partitioner. That I will show you in the next class. So this is the basic part of how mapper, reducer all are working. Okay. Now I'm continuing. Okay, I think you can experiment this, right? So number of reducer tasks equal to 2. Okay, go back to the code vi population count.java, right? And I'm going back to come back to the old one, right? Some number of reducer. If you don't write this, what will happen? By default, it will take number of reducer task is equal to whatever is available in the system. How much is available in the system? 1, because it is only one node. Unless you explicitly write it, system will decide what is to be done. Okay. So I am going to comment it, right? And this is my old program, normal program, correct? Well, the first day you asked me something that when Shashi is doing, let's say I am giving twinkle, 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 twinkle 4 times. What will happen? What is Shashi doing? Twinkle 1, twinkle 1, twinkle 1, twinkle 1, and then it is sending to reducer. Similarly, if Mahesh is also getting 2 twinkles, he will also write twinkle 1, and will come to Krishna. And what Krishna will do? Twinkle 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 6. That's the normal MapReduce, correct? Can we make it a little bit more efficient? If Shashi is doing twinkle 1, 1, 1, 1, why can't Shashi herself will combine it first? Twinkle 4 and then give to Krishna. Similarly, Mahesh, instead of writing twinkle 1, he will do twinkle 2 and give to Krishna. And then Krishna will do only 4 plus 2 rather than 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. What is it called? It is called a combiner. And tell me what a combiner should do. A combiner will do exactly the same logic as that of the reducer. Correct? Summing. But it is done at the map side immediately after the mapper is completed. How will you do that? Please look at this. I am going to write a line here before the reducer class, and the line is job dot set combiner class, and tell me what is the name of my combiner class. What is the name of my reducer class? Because I am doing the same logic as that of the reducer, I will give.
So you have already the combiner class created?
No need, no. I am telling reducer class is used as a combiner. So I don't have to write it at all. No change at all in my structure. I am telling in my main program that use the combiner which is a reducer also. Correct? And now I am going to run this particular code and see how we can play with it. So set combiner class, set reducer class. All the things are there. And what is combiner? Combiner is an action that is getting performed immediately after the map before shuffle and sort to do the local combination if there are similar entities. But will the combiner do the addition of Mahesh's data also? No. I'm telling about what she is doing to make the things a little bit faster. So what is the general practice? Always, if possible, use a combiner in your code so that the improvement or the performance will be improved in a MapReduce code. So let's run this particular code. Go back to this one, right? And then delete Hadoop FS minus RMR, number 18 output, and then clear. And you will not see any difference in the output this time, correct? Because it is just doing the combination there, right? Clear. And now write and make sure that and then make sure that you are compiling the code because you changed it, correct? And no errors, and run Hadoop jar in the dist folder, cd dist Hadoop jar. Combiner is helping whom? A reducer. Understand? Combiner is always a helper to reducer, but only thing is that it is getting executed in the map side. All right. Clear? Hadoop fs minus cat. There is only one output now. It is 0. Because I removed that line, right? Number of reduced tasks. You will get the same output, but you will not see an efficiency, right? Now, let us do one thing. I am going back to population count. This is quiz. Okay, tell me what is going to happen if I comment this line and there is a combiner.
Should give.
I think it's
It will give the
same output as before. Same output as before because there is only one node, right?
But
it
there is
won't
the
start
same
now.
class we have called, so it is same.
Okay, so come out and then what is that? Hadoop FSI minus RMR, clear the output. Okay, please make sure that you are executing the steps clearly. Once you have a window, you can just use the arrow keys as I am doing, and then do an AND.
No, CD dist. Back.
No, AND.
Not in workbook. Oh, it came out.
Krishna. And now CD dist, and then execute the code. Dist is the final stage. Even if you don't need to go to dist, you can write Hadoop jar dist slash my Hadoop.jar also, right? So you don't have to traverse every time. Remember, there is no reducer class. So identity reducer. What identity reducer is going to do? It is going to take the output from the map as it is. Now tell me why you told that there is no difference in the output. If Twinkle is coming 4 times to her, what will be the output that is getting printed? Twinkle 4 and Twinkle 2. But in the earlier case, if the combiner is not there, you will get Twinkle 1, Twinkle 1, Twinkle 1, Twinkle 1.
Yeah, it will give same output as how the reducer is first.
No. That's what I am trying to say you. If there is no combiner, forget about combiner, and there is no reducer, okay, what will be the output? Identity reducer, right? Twinkle 1, Twinkle 1, Twinkle 1, Twinkle 1. Now I have a combiner and no reducer. What will be the output? Will it be Twinkle 1, Twinkle 1, Twinkle 1, Twinkle 1 or Twinkle 4? Correct. So change is in the output, right? It is not the old output.
No, I'm saying if it is only mapper reducer, then we got one output.
Ah.
That's the same output that we will get, right?
No.
What is the difference between that and this?
If there is a mapper and reducer, Mahesh is having Twinkle 2 and Shashi is having Twinkle 4. What is the output you will get? Twinkle 6. Okay. If there is no reducer and if there is a combiner is happening in the mapper side, right?
Exactly.
Twinkle 4, Twinkle 2. Is that clear? Clear? Individually you have to think. Okay.
But in this
So,
example, the population count, there is no difference.
absolutely. Hadoop FS, that depends upon the data. Okay. I'm telling you the concept clearly. You are now clear, right? November 18 out slash I think there should be out slash part dash there is no reducer, but will there be R or M? R. Why? Because identity reducer is still there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and then press enter. Oh, sorry, not ls. Hadoop FS minus cat. Yeah, no change because it was the same values coming, right?
Because we have only one node working for everything.
Absolutely, absolutely. Otherwise, you understand the clear difference, right? If there are multiple nodes that are available, then each node is going to give it, right? All right. Now, I'm going to do something here. Coming back to the code. does that mean?
It gives same
One
output.
reducer, right? Same output as before for the population file.
Okay. So R or M output will be M. Reduce task is
Reduce
0.
M, but still we get same output.
Okay. You have to think. That's why I'm giving you. Hadoop FS minus ARMA, you won't get the same output. Now, until I run the program, find out why.
And
Tell me why you won't get the output, same output. Think you have time until I complete the MapReduce program.
Reducer is also.
You gave it to one reducer, right? 0 by making it 0.
Making it 0 means no reducer at all, not even identity reducer.
so no reducer.
But combiner.
But combine. Yeah.
So combiner will do all the addition and you should get the same output, right?
No, but if there will be two.
Oh, there is no one be shuffle and sort.
Why?
Maybe there
Yeah, even if shuffle and sort is there, combiner is adding it, right? I have told you one
Answer
line.
will be last.
I told you one line in between. Combiner is a helper to.
Reducer.
reducer.
If reducer is not there, combiner cannot exist. That is the fundamental idea. So what will be the output? Hadoop
It's a big
fs minus cat November 18 out slash part dash m dash, because there is no reducer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then press enter. Combiner did not get executed. Why? Because there is no reducer. So what do you understand from that? Combiner can be in effect only if
There is a reducer.
there is a reducer. And if combiner is there and there is reducer commented out, identity reducer is still there, it will work. Got it? So many concepts, right? So you now know mapper, combiner, and reducer. So tell me the flow. Mapper is first, then the combiner,
And reducer.
then shuffle and sort, and then reducer. Okay, we will improve this. Clear? And please experiment by switching off the combiner, on the combiner, switching off, increase the number of reduced tasks to more, reduce the number of tasks, make it as 0, see part dash R dash, part dash M dash, etc. etc. Later, when we learn Hive and all, sometimes you will see the output is in M, sometimes you will see the output is in R. Now you know the reason why it is coming like that. Okay?
So who does the shuffle and sort? I'm a little confused now. Mapper or reducer?